we're celebrating the men and women who love taking care of others, and our storytellers have found some incredibly generous people, like this sweet bus driver in Tennessee.
Metro school bus driver Christy McWhorter picks students up and drops them off at Warner Arts Magnet Elementary School.
These kids don't have anything, and sometimes these kids get on sad, and I like to be the first face they see in the morning, which is what I am, because I give them hope every day, and I remind them every day that they are important, that they are special, and that people really do care about them.
During the pandemic, Christy is in charge of making sure students have a mask on at all times.
These are all the boys here. I give them a new mask every morning, a disposable. And then by the time the afternoon rolls around, when they're getting back on the bus, I have to give them another one because they've already chewed a hole in it or it's been ripped apart.
Recently, she posted to the Hip Donaldson Facebook page asking for durable cloth masks for her students, and she was blown away by the support.
A lot to me because, I mean, as you know, I grew up poor and I grew up not having anything, and just the smallest kindness goes a long way.
She was excited to finally distribute some of the cloth masks after school.
It feels great to know that people care about these children and what they go through. So it means a lot.
Another set of volunteers has decided to monogram cloth masks in case this batch gets lost.
To take away from this, what I was wanting is these children to feel like they're important and needed and loved and that they mean something, at least to me.
We all have to ask for help every once in a while, and Christy is sure glad she did.
Very, very appreciative.
Sometimes in life you just know you're missing a piece of the puzzle.
How about the pea?
For the Stanton family from Lockport, that piece is Piper Joy.
She was so precious.
Earlier this year, Adeline and Nick Stanton, parents to Sloan, Silas, and Quinn, welcomed their fourth baby.
You know, they whisked her away. When they came back and told us that she was alive, like, I just remember just sobbing.
Piper Joy was born at 31 weeks. She had Down syndrome, fluid around her heart, and a form of leukemia.
They told us there was about a 0% chance she was going to make it out of the OR. So when she was born and they got her breathing and we got to look into her eyes and see our girl, we were ecstatic at that point.
Tiny Piper started the fight of her life in a Rochester hospital. Adeline was by her side, but COVID-19 kept Nick away. As Piper started to lose that fight, her dad pushed to be there.
I got 16 hours with her, just holding her, praying for her, praying over her, kissing her.
Piper died on May 2nd, 1 week after she was born.
I carried her almost exactly 7 months in my womb, and then she lived exactly 7 days. Which in the Bible, that's the number of completeness and perfection. And I feel like it was so much a way for God to just speak over us that her life was complete.
The Stanton family began the grieving process, Adeline heartbroken over the loss of Piper. But as she went through the motions of burying her daughter, the same thought kept coming back to her.
Moving through my grief and learning how to feel that kind of sorrow, the Lord just kept pressing upon me that we needed to adopt.
Months later, the Stantons decided they would add another child to their family, one with special needs, like Piper.
You know, every time I told somebody, my baby had Down syndrome, everybody was like, I'm sorry. And I was just like, I'm not sorry. Have you ever met a child with Down syndrome? We want to show the world that these babies they matter. They're worth fighting for. They're a gift.
So Adeline reached out to an adoption agency and made a connection almost immediately.
The night before I had called and specifically requested a child with Down syndrome, they had a birth mother call and inquire about making an adoption plan for her child with Down syndrome.
That mom lives in the New York City area. From the first phone call, Adeline said, it seemed like fate that the baby boy she was carrying was meant to be theirs.
I just felt this sense of peace come over me, like this may be the baby that the Lord had chosen for us.
Another piece
in my heart.
You love her?
Yeah.
Of the family's puzzle.
It's not Piper, but his life is so intertwined with Piper's. So it'll feel complete, completing this chapter of bringing home a baby with Down syndrome into our family.
Our celebration continues with some incredible veterans.
2010, I was lost. I had no idea what I was going to do with myself, with my life.
We're simply trying to take care of God's flock.
It's good to know